So what is up, amigos? Hope you're doing awesome. My name is Maddie and welcome back to my channel. I never really liked Son of Sardaar 1, and one of the biggest reason is because it was not an original film to begin with. It was a direct remake of a Telugu classic made by none other than legendary S.S. Rajamouli. It was called Maryada Ramana. And instead of honoring the soul of the brilliant original, the remake made a complete mockery of it. They simply lifted the story, dumped it into a loud Punjabi backdrop, added some action, threw in some forced comedy, and thought that was enough to entertain people. But the execution was nowhere even close. In fact, it was galaxies away from Rajamouli's craft. And as someone who speaks Telugu and had already experienced the emotional impact and the clarity of the original, I just couldn't take the remake seriously. Now fast forward to 2025 and for absolutely no reason, we get a sequel, Son of Sardaar 2, a film nobody asked for, and somehow it manages to be even more ridiculous because this time they didn't even have any original film to copy. So what we end up with is a chaotic, shallow mess with loud dialogues, bizarre situations, and a story that feels like it was written just to fill time. Now let me explain the plot as clearly as possible, even though the film itself struggled to do so. Jesse, played by Ajay Devgn, travels to UK this time, and he's dealing with heartbreak after his wife, played by Neeru Bajwa, tells him straight up that she's moved on and is now in love with someone else. He's shattered, but before he can process it, he gets caught up in the lives of 4 Pakistani women who play in a dhol band, mostly dancing and performing in Indian weddings. One of them, Sawa, wants to marry her Indian boyfriend, but there's a problem. His family, led by a traditional and conservative Punjabi patriarch played by Ravi Kishan, would never accept a Pakistani girl. So Jesse gets roped into pretending to be Saba's father and also posing as the fake husband to Rabia, played by Mrunal Thakur, just to complete the fake family setup. And from here, the film becomes one long, over-the-top comedy of errors, full of identity confusion, shouting matches, random jokes, and desperate attempts to stretch the thin plot. There are moments where the film tries to say something about ethics, culture, and what it means to be a Sardaar, but none of it lands because the storytelling is so shallow and the writing so lazy that nothing feels real or engaging. It's like watching a chaotic stage play where every actor is following a different script. Now this is a kind of film that makes you question whether the writers actually read the script themselves. The writing is painfully weak. Every situation feels forced, every joke lands with a thud, and every emotional moment is drowned in background noise. The dialogues are loud and exaggerated, filled with artificial punchlines that feel like rejected lines from early 2000 comedy films. The plot has so many coincidences and forced twists that you start to wonder if logic was banned on the set. What's even worse is that the film has no soul. There's no emotional build-up, no believable character growth, no sense of journey. It's just one scene after another, stitched together with loud music, lots of overacting, and desperate attempts to generate laughs. And even if you go in expecting a silly comedy, the film still fails because it doesn't even get the basics of timing and setup right. It's like the writers thought adding a cross-border angle, some wedding chaos, and a few loud performances would be enough, but it is not. It's not even close. Now Ajay Devgn looks completely disconnected from the film. His body is there, sure, but his performance feels like he's counting the days until the shoot ends. There's no spark, there's no energy, there's no effort to lift even a single scene. Mrunal Thakur, a genuinely talented actor, is wasted in a half-written role that gives her no chance to shine. She looks like she's trying her best, but when the script gives her nothing, there's only so much she can do. Ravi Kishan, on the other hand, seems to be the only one who understands that this film is a circus and he plays along. His timing, his delivery, his expressions, they bring some relief even though the jokes around him are equally weak. Sanjay, Mishra and Deepak, Dobriyal, 2 brilliant actors, are completely underutilized. They show up, deliver a few comic lines, act confused in some scenes, and disappear. None of the actors are given proper characters. They're just props placed in awkward situations made to shout or overact in the hope that someone in the audience might laugh. Now music is supposed to bring life to even the weakest films, but in Son of Sardaar 2, even the music sounds tired. The songs are forgettable, placed randomly, and serve no real purpose. You don't remember a single track after the film ends, except that stupid song going on Instagram Reels 1 to something. There's no melody, no mood, nothing that adds emotion to the story. The background score is just as bad, loud, jarring, and constantly trying to tell you how to feel. It's like the film doesn't trust its own scenes, so it keeps pushing music in your face to make sure you get the joke or the drama. But it doesn't help, it just adds to the noise and confusion. Now, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Vijay Kumar Arora as a director has completely failed here. There is no vision, no control over the tone, and no consistency in how the story unfolds. The film jumps from comedy to drama to chaos and with no rhythm. Scenes are disjointed, the pacing is terrible, and the comedy timing is all over the place. It genuinely feels like every scene was directed by someone new and no one cared to fix anything. The cinematography is just basic and uninspired. The production design feels plastic and fake, and the editing is lazy. It's not just bad direction, it's direction that feels completely absent. This isn't a case of something going wrong. This is a case of not even trying. When the script is weak, the actors are disconnected, and the direction has no plan, what you get is exactly this: a total disaster. My final thoughts: Son of Sardaar 2 is not just a weak sequel, it's a film that should never have been made in the first place. The first one was already a sloppy remake, and the second one feels like a half-hearted spin-off made only to fill a release date. It's the kind of film where no one, from the writers to the director to the actors, seems to care about the final product. The jokes don't work, the emotions don't land, and the storytelling is a complete mess. It doesn't offer anything fresh, and worse, it doesn't even try. It's stuck in a formula that stopped working years ago, and watching it in 2025 just makes you feel like Bollywood is still okay with serving laziness and calling it cinema. This film is not made for the audience, it's made for a checklist: star, songs, wedding, jokes, now release. Son of Sardaar 2 is the kind of film that leaves you angry, not because it's a bad film, because it doesn't even try to be a good one. It wastes good actors, misuses the comedy genre, and gives you a story so thin it could have been a 5-minute sketch on TV or even an Instagram reel. If you still have booked the tickets and going to watch, maybe do so only for Ravi Kishan, who at least looked like he was trying to do something with the material he was given. Everyone else, Ajay Devgn, the writers, and especially the director, need to take responsibility for this mess, because this isn't cinema. This is an example of what happens when a film is made on autopilot with no soul, no story, and no shame. If you really want to watch a really good comedy film, watch the Kannada film Su From So. It is still playing in the theaters, doing wonders. Thank you for watching us today. If you liked my honest take, please do like, share this video, and please do subscribe for more such honest takes on cinema. Take care, stay awesome, and bye-bye.